I don't only want to dedicate this video to my younger brother, but also to all the other young men out there who are either about to enter the dating world, or maybe some of you have been dating for a while, yet you struggle to find the right girl or the right woman that respects you, that supports you or appreciates you. And I got the idea of making this video because the other day my brother and I were coming back from his football practice, and he mentioned the fact that there's a couple of his friends that can no longer hang out with the rest of the crew because those friends have now got girls, and those girls don't let them go to the gym anymore. Those girls don't let them go out to the park in the evenings to play soccer like they used to. And as my brother knows, I've always tried to be the mentor that I never had in my own life for him. So I wanted to make this video, and rather than giving advice directly one-on-one, I wanted to make this video out there for other young folks out there who could use it. And a lot of this comes from my observations, my personal experiences in life, and my intention with this video is not to berate women and put them all in the same category, because just like I'm making this video warning guys about things to look out for in girls, I can also make a video warning girls about things to look out for in guys. So I want you to understand that we all have flaws, and the whole purpose of this video is for me to help you spot warning signs in personality that could cause you headaches down the road, especially when it comes to relationships. So don't think that I'm disrespecting or trying to disrespect women in any way. I'm just trying to make this video to help you guys out, because it is a fact that in life we will be faced with many important decisions, and one of the most important decisions that we will ever have to make is deciding who we're gonna spend either years or the rest of our lives with. And picking the right woman for us as guys could be extremely vital, because eventually that is the woman that we will wake up next to every morning. She is the potential mother of our children, the person who's going to help us raise our children. And for that reason, it is always important to make the right choice from the very beginning, because the wrong woman will bring you down. She's going to make you lose confidence. She's going to disrespect you. She's not going to value you. And eventually, in cases that I've seen, she could potentially ruin your entire life. So that's what we're trying to avoid here. So without further ado, let's talk about the very first trait that you need to be looking out for, especially when you want to find someone to date long term, and that is greed. And I get it. We all like nice things. We all like to wear nice jewelry, to have the freedom to travel, to have a nice car, a big house to live in. But there's women out there who will not love you for who you are. They will love you for what you can bring to the table. And in my opinion, that is not genuine love, because if one day you lose what you have as far as financially through life struggles and hardships, she's gonna want to go with the money. She's not gonna want to stay and go through the challenges with you. And this happens all the time, and a lot of times this could be avoided by being observant and noticing the traits that could lead to this potential ending of a relationship. You can spot this by observing how she likes to dress. And I'm not saying just to generalize on how a girl likes to dress, but there's girls out there who will not even dare to wear something from Walmart, for example. Everything has to be designer brands and $2,000, $3,000 purses and $1,000 shoes, and she always wants to show and they have a lot of vanity for what they own in life. And also, these women don't really care how much you work, as long as you can provide for them what they want. They can continue to squeeze the last penny out of you. Or maybe you're trying to save for something. Maybe you're saving for a car or a down payment on a house, and because her friends are taking trips out to the Maldives, she convinces you that you can always save that money back later on, and you need to go on that trip with her so that she can post pictures on Instagram sipping on margaritas next to a beautiful beach over there in the Maldives. So watch out for stuff like that. A girl that doesn't want to participate in accomplishing or building something with you, rather she wants to destroy the little bit of a foundation that you've already made, it could be a dangerous girl in the future, because you will never be able to to elevate yourself financially with someone who's always willing to spend and encouraging spending or bad spending habits. So that's the first one you need to be looking out for. The second one is a woman that lacks empathy. And this one is very dangerous because as humans, we tend to hide or be able to hide our true personality for a while. And it is not until the relationship matures long enough that those traits can come out. But you can observe how she behaves and acts in front of other people, especially people who she feels are beneath her socially or financially. So observe how she treats the waitress when you guys go out on a date or for dinner. Observe how she talks to her siblings, her friends, a homeless person on the street who's begging for money. Observe how she even treats and talks to animals, because that is how you're gonna find out who this person truly is, because she can hide this trait when she's interacting with you. And you might think, well, she treats me so special, yet I have observed some things that I haven't liked when she's interacting with other people. And the problem with this is that she will treat you special when you guys are getting to know each other during the honeymoon phase. But once she feels comfortable, once the relationship has gotten to a point where it's been a couple of months or years, at that point, that same lack of empathy and compassion will be directed towards you. And where it gets really dangerous is that if you eventually have children with this woman, those children will experience that lack of compassion from her, because remember, she will be the one helping you raise them. And those children can grow up believing that relationships are full of conflict and arguments, because that lack of compassion will eventually make you want to defend yourself and argue back and respond to her, and eventually leads to clashes. And my brother and I know about this firsthand, because unfortunately that's the relationship that we grew up in. And luckily I was able to step out of that and break the cycle. In fact, that's why I named this channel Cycle Breakers, because I want to help people break destructive cycles that they have grown up in, or cycles that have been passed down to them from previous generations in their families. But be aware of a woman that lacks empathy, a woman that lacks compassion, because eventually that's a weapon that will more than definitely be used against you. All right, now moving on to the third one, and that is a woman who doesn't like to take responsibility. And this was another very dangerous one, because this type of women are always the victim. Their boss fired them because their boss was always unfair to them. Their friends betray them because their friends are bad friends, and they were always bad friends. Every past relationship ended because it was their ex's fault and it was never theirs. The problem with women that fail to take responsibility is that they will always be the victim. You will be always the first one apologizing, even though you know that it was probably her fault and the reason why the argument started in the first place. You will feel as if you're always doing all the work, and she's always expecting for you to put on all the effort into the relationship, because she never does anything wrong. And a relationship where only one person is putting the effort is not really a relationship. That is more like a rescue mission. So you don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you're the one doing all the work, you're the one doing all the apologizing, and she's the one, always victimized. Because as humans, we need to understand that nobody's perfect, and women who are able to realize their mistakes and understand when they mess up are women who will work on themselves and keep the relationship growing. Because if the relationship stops growing, then the love could also stop growing. So be careful with that one as well. And then the fourth one is women who are controlled by their pain. And this one is a little different, because this one is more subconscious. I was reading a book the other day from an author called Eckhart Tolle, and he spoke about pain bodies. And basically, the way that he explained these pain bodies is that we all have these pain bodies. And these bodies are formed based on traumatic experiences that we go through in life ever since we're little children. And within these pain bodies, there are difficult emotions that we fail to process, like abandonment, like betrayal, like lack of self-worth. And eventually these pain bodies come out when we form relationships with other people. And the reason why these are so difficult is because sometimes they get triggered. These are like wounds that get opened again by particular words or acts that the other person might do that trigger those emotions back within ourselves. So to give you an example, and I don't know if this is going to be a good one, but let's say that you end up in a relationship with a woman that doesn't like for you to leave the toilet seat up every time you use a toilet. And she asks you if you could put the seat down every time you're done using the toilet. Yet you try to do it for a couple times, but since you're never used to doing that, you forget. So this woman will not take that as, oh, he probably forgot to do it. She could take that act, especially if she has a pain body that says to her that she's not worth it, that you are not willing to put enough effort to keep the relationship going. And she will associate that directly to her, because she will think that you think she's not worth putting in the effort to put the toilet seat down. So she will directly link herself to that specific act. And when that happens, it can cause conflict, it can cause arguments, and it will be as if you guys are both constantly opening each other's wounds and reacting over it. So one thing to be careful with is make sure that she knows that there are wounds that need to be healed. Make sure that she's aware of those and working towards healing those. And likewise, the advice that I'm giving you here right now is not only advice to look out for in women. Look out for these same things within yourself. Are you the good husband? Are you the person who is understanding? Are you the person who is working through your own problems and challenges? So I always want you to keep that in mind as well. And now the last but not least is women who are manipulative. Man, this one is crazy, because there's so many relationships out there with women or men who are manipulative. And in fact, this is the reason why I decided to make this video here today, because when my brother told me that his friends were no longer allowed to go out, I'm wondering if there's a punishment from their girlfriends if they do happen to go out and hang out with them again. Because women that are manipulative, they will start very subtle. It will start with the silent treatment, making you feel a little bit of guilt, such as, if you go to the park, then I'm going to feel lonely, and I don't like that feeling. So they make you feel guilty. They make you feel as if you have to do something to keep them stable and happy. These type of relationships could be very dangerous, because as a man, you always feel like you could be watching or walking on eggshells, and always looking out to make sure that you're not doing something that could offend this person who seems to be very sensitive. And even worse is when they use this type of manipulation to keep you control. In a way, you make them the whole purpose of your life, and you lose all your boundaries, because your boundaries then become a form of guilt. If you want to be alone, for example, after a hard day of work playing video games, and she comes into the room and you tell her, hey, I just want to be alone today, she's going to take that as a rejection, and she's going to use some type of manipulation to make you feel as if you were the one that's wrong, when all you wanted to do in the first place was to be alone, relaxing. And then eventually that turns into jealousy. It turns into, if you go out for a couple drinks with your friends, if you do A in a way, I'm going to do B, and you're not going to like B. And there's so many relationships out there like that. So this is one of the main ones that I want to warn you about, because this one can literally ruin your entire life. And you will live your entire lifetime wondering if you do something, if that's going to trigger a response that's not going to be something that you like. Alright, so there's the video I wanted to make for you today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, or if you like this type of content, make sure to give it a like. If you like this type of videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will continue to make videos like this. I think I'm going to start a series where I talk directly to the camera as if I'm talking to my younger brother. And at the same time, share this video with other young men out there who are looking to move forward in life, become better versions of themselves. So I think I'm gonna do that. Let me know if you have any ideas of what video to make next. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.